Hello folks, what's going on? Today I'm going to present to you Tergrid and Historic Brawl, competitive Historic Brawl. Tergrid is a very exciting commander and not a lot of people play it, at least not correctly I think. They usually try to play the commander first, Tergrid, and then try to get value out of it. Because Tergrid says that whenever an opponent sacks a permanent or discards a permanent, you get to put it on the battlefield under your control. So basically she steals stuff. She also has a lantern side, but that's not very good, I think, in general. You don't want to be doing that unless the players are very low life total. So what you do want to be doing is to play the payoff first and Tergrid second. You want to not play Tergrid and pass the turn because she's going to get killed most of the time. And that's often what happens if you try that strategy. Another strategy that I have tried in the past is to try and ramp a lot and then play Tergrid and the threat on the same turn. And while that does work in Commander, in regular Commander, it doesn't work in Brawl because you don't have access to the same cards. And oftentimes it's too late. I mean, it works sometimes, this strategy of ramping out and then putting out Tergrid and the payoff at the same time. Like playing Tergrid for 5 and making the opponent discard a card with something cheap. That could sometimes work, but a lot of times what happens is it's too late. The opponent doesn't have cards in hand, or doesn't have good cards in hand, or there's nothing good to make them sacrifice. It's very difficult sometimes to set it up correctly. So instead, a faster approach is playing the threat that's gonna give you the payoff first, and then play Tergrid and do the thing immediately. Now, some of the cards that do that, you can see in the first column here, like Hypnotic Spectre is a very good example of that, because you can play Hypnotic Spectre on turn 3 and Tergrid on turn 4, let's say, if you have ramped on turn 2. And so what happens is you play Tergrid and immediately attack with the Hypnotic Spectre. The player discards a card at random and you get to steal it. Now, of course, if they have instant removal, then the plan doesn't work. It's not a perfect plan. But having the opponent have instant removal is much better than just playing Tergrid pass. Another strategy I've seen people do is trying to protect Tergrid. I don't do that also much because it's very hard to protect Tergrid against everything. Like giving her indestructible is not enough sometimes because people have exile effects, or giving her hexproof is not enough, or shroud is not enough, because now that we have the boots, by the way, I could play the boots here, by the way, because that's cheap enough. But it's often not enough because there are board wipes and people will try to get Tergrid out of the battlefield at any cost, especially when the deck doesn't play a lot of creatures. We don't play a lot of creatures, so Tergrid becomes the sole threat to deal with. So using a board wipe against her is not, it doesn't cost the opponent a lot, right? It's not a risk, it's not a real cost for the opponent. Oftentimes their hand is full of removal because you don't play any other creatures in that version of the deck. Even in this version of the deck, there's not many creatures. Hypnotic Spectre is one of those threats that you can play earlier before Tergrid, and then they can try to deal with that first. Okay, another one could be Henrika, where you can play her early at the beginning of combat, draw a card, for example, and lose a life. Play Tergrid the next turn, and then use the first mode where each player sacks a creature. You can sack Henrika to herself if you don't have anything else. The opponent is forced to sack their creature and you steal it. Rankle is one of the best ones, where each turn, Henrika is a one-off effect, but Hypnotic Spectre is repeatable. Rankle is also repeatable, where when you connect, you can choose each player to discard a card and sack a creature, both. And sure, draw a card and lose a life as well. Might as well do all three. But you get to steal the card they discard a lot of the times, and the creature they sack. Phyrexian Obliterator is especially good against green and red, where if it gets dealt damage, its controller sacks that many permanents. That alone is good enough to put off an opponent. But add to that the fact that you get to steal their stuff. It's just gross. Junja Midnight Sky, where you can make opponent discard 2 cards and lose 2 life. And Liliana Dreadhorde General, where you can make a player sack 2 creatures, or each player sack 2 creatures. Where it doesn't matter if you sack Tergrid as part of that, because you get the opponent's creatures. Okay, so the idea is to play one of these, because these don't cost mana when you actually activate their abilities. And then Tergrid. There's also 3 tutors, Witchclaw Talisman, Demonic Bargain, and Grim Tutor, that you can use alongside these to find these payoffs. And in total they are 9 cards, which might seem like few cards, but it's actually good enough, because by turn 5 on the play, you want one of the 11 cards that you have drawn, barring any external draw card effects. You will have drawn by turn 5 on the play 11 cards. You want one of those cards to be one of these effects, one of the payoffs. And 1/11th of 99 cards is actually 9. So we have 9 cards. Everything is good. Everything is fine. Next we have the ramp, which it's just the usual artifacts for ramp. I don't mind the heavier ramp of 4 mana, because we're going to be ramping into Tergrid most of the time, so any ramp that costs 4 or less is going to be fine. And sets us up for the plan B, where you play both Tergrid and the payoff on the same turn. We do have a little bit of that for plan B, but I don't think it's the best plan. Of note also Dream Devourer, which is pretty amazing, and a lot of people don't use it. It's pretty good ramp. It just lets you foretell any card, so that makes it so that you can pay ahead any of the payoffs in the case that you want to play Tergrid first, or Tergrid at the same time with another payoff. It lets you sort of cheat on paying for the payoff before actually paying for Tergrid. And in the next column we have removal, which is just general removal, but also synergistic removal, where I try to include cheap cards that make the player discard a card in case you do have 6 mana. You can play Tergrid plus Divest or plus Thoughtseize and get something out of the opponent's hand. There's some enchantment or creature removal as well. There's some sack effects, cheap sack effects, like Sudden Edict, like Liliana's Triumph. There's some Planeswalker hate, like Elder Spell, like Immortal Song. Soul Shatter is really good, but this is just general removal. It's not the plan. It's not plan A, at least. It's plan B. Biter and Blood is sort of a board wipe, a mini board wipe that synergizes very well with Tergrid, but this is more of a synergy spot than plan A. Board wipes, of course, Thought Distortion, in case the player doesn't play any permanents, you can wreck their hand. And Torment of Hailfire, which synergizes again very well with Tergrid, in case she does survive a turn. Orange is just a general good win condition if you get to a lot of mana. There's a lot of ramp there. Okay, some card draw effects, because sometimes you just need to play slowly and draw cards and do stuff, and Tergrid doesn't play much of a role in the case that the opponent doesn't play a lot of permanents. So you just need to keep up with them, especially against control. So there's Painful Bond that draws card, Blood Pact, Foreboding Fruit. There's Braids, which can draw you cards or make people sacrifice. People are less incentivized to sacrifice when there's a Tergrid on the field, so you can play this sort of a small payoff. You can put it here in the payoff column too, but I'm going to put it in the card draw column, because most often people are going to choose not to sacrifice a card. It's a may sacrifice ability, and when they choose not to, you're going to draw a card. Finally, there's the land section, where you need a lot of swamps, because we are running Cabal Stronghold, and that's probably the strongest card, land card we have. There's also some card draw in Castle Locthwain, a creature in Crawling Barrens, and Field of Ruin in case you need to destroy land. Treasure Vault is interesting because sometimes you need to add mana of other colors to play an effect of a creature of a permanent or a permanent you have taken control of. So that's pretty much it. Let's jump into the games. We're up against Mox's Goblin Grandee, which is a combo deck slash aggro, but mostly combo. Phyrexian Obliterator, very good against it, so I'm gonna keep. A little bit of ramp even. And a little bit of sweeper also. So I'm not even mad. This is a great hand against goblins. Nothing on 2 sagely, but it is what it is. Let's see what the opponent does with this Pillar of Origins. They want to ramp. It looks like they're full on combo. Some of these decks go aggro, but can't attack unless you control more creatures than the defending player. Can't block unless you control more creatures than the attacking player. Okay. Do we Soul Shatter them because it's a 6/6, or do we Celestus? Karn could be useful too. I think we Shatter them because I don't want to lose 6 life so easily. Get 2 tokens here. It's fine. This is gonna be a great blocker if they don't have removal. Even if they do, because red, what kind of removal does red have that doesn't deal damage? Exactly. They're Scrooge. Oh my god, we're dead. No haste. No haste on the board at least. Oh, we do have haste on board. They can go haste on Moxes and attack me. Okay, they don't. I guess we Tergrid set up for Body and Blood. We'll do Body and Blood. They're just gonna sack 2 tokens though. But we need to Tergrid because now any sacrifice they make, except tokens, it's gonna mean we get them. 2 damage to each opponent, okay. I guess what the opponent should try to do is just Alpha Strike me. Just get as many goblins on the board and go for the win, but I guess they weren't willing to try it. They just surrendered. I'll take it. Phyrexian Obliterator, lethal. We're up against a Janny, Strength of the Pride. Planeswalker, but the deck is probably just a lot of creatures that gain life. Bunch of angels. So Hypnotic Spectre's really good. These cards are really good. Bloodchief's Thirst. Mwah. Chef's Kiss against Mono White. Oh yes. Oh yes, we're gonna Blood Chief's Thirst, that Soul Warden. Right away. Probably play Cold Steel Heart on 2. And then we might ramp or Hypnotic Spectre, we don't know. We don't know yet. What you doing, opponent? Are you feeling okay? There, Chief floating mana for no reason. Okay, no more land. That's kind of sad. We can also Blood Pact. Blood Pact is not meant to get value off of Tergrid always. You can just use it as a mini wipe. Oh, sorry, I was thinking about the sack 2 creatures. That's not it. I always confuse them, always mix them up. This just draws cards. I don't think we need this for now. We could debt to the Kami an enchantment even. That is an enchantment. Here though, I think we want a Hypnotic Spectre. Although we need to draw a land next turn. Otherwise we cannot play Tergrid. Another line is we Palladium Mirror. And we have 2, 5, 6 mana next turn. Opponent is not doing much, so I'm gonna do it. Normally I wouldn't against mono white, but their deck seems to be a little bit slow. Let's see if they have removal against the mirror. Because we still are 2 turns away from doing any shenanigans. Unless we draw Thoughtseize, that is. It's always a possibility. Yep, pretty slow. Okay, there's the land. Now we have 7, but that's sagely not enough. We need to Spectre here. And exile a creature. Exile an enchantment. Seems pretty bad. I guess we draw cards. Call it a day. Although it is an instant, so we'll do it on their end step. And just represent here some bluff. Not entirely a bluff because we do have data to the Kami, but they choose the creature or enchantment. So they're drawing a few cards. That's fine. That's okay with me. We might steal one or another eventually. Junji might be useful too. Okay, they go for the Planeswalker, which we don't have any removal for. As long as it's your turn, it's a 4/4. Prevent all damage will be able to him. Up to target creature gains Vigilance, Lifelink, and exile no one permanent. That last one is a little bit sus. Okay, so here we do this. Make them choose between Gideon or they all see it. Okay, that's what I thought. Now what? Show me what you got. 2 mana left. Nothing. Pathetic. Okay, we go for the Tergrid now. The Tergrid play. Hypnotic Spectre their face. It has to be their face. And we have 3 mana left for a Blood Pact. Or we can attack Gideon. I guess I want to attack Gideon a little bit. That -6 is very scary. Random. Wait, what does that do? Wait, I don't want that. Can I cancel? I do not want it. I should have. Okay. I guess the mirror. That was not very nice. Not a very nice thing to randomly steal.
Your light will cleave the darkness.
Do they attack? They don't. Oh ho. Oh my god, this is a good one. This is definitely a good one. But let's attack first. Shall we? Oh no, we can't attack first. Never mind. Well, we can do this at least.
Bravery wasn't
Guess it's time to say goodbye to the Hypnotic Spectre. I'll take this angel, thank you very much. And draw 2 cards. Liliana, too good with Tergrid. Best friends forever. Liliana and Tergrid BFFs should be called this deck. And opponent scoops it out. GG. Jacob Hawken Inspector. Very nice deck. Relies a lot on artifacts and ramp to get to the 6 mana and play something redunculous. How do we stop that? We can kill, I guess, the Jacob. He can pilfer away their ramp a little bit. Opponent goes first though. I think the Mortison, it's not gonna be great. They might play some Planeswalkers, I guess, but I think I'd rather mulligan this. Not much better, to be honest. We're looking for Karn or a tutor. Whatchamacallit? A tutor. Any tutor, so we can find some artifact hate. There's Pilfer again. Guess we can attack their hand a little bit, but we don't even have... Well, we do have removal. We do have creature removal, so there's that. That's enchantment removal. We don't have creature removal actually. Creature enchantment or planeswalker from it. Unlikely. Let's start with Pilfer because it's a little bit more broad. We can get a sense of their hand and see if there are any targets even for that. Okay, that's Triskai Decaphile that we can take, but no more ramp. Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Do we take Triskai Decaphile? I think we do. I don't really care about the rest. Here comes the ramp. Because of course. Because of reasons. No creature removal, what the hell? The hell is happening? I mean, what are the options? This isn't great, but what are the options? Okay, they hide their hand. Do we sack a land? I guess not. We need land. We can sack a creature and just sort of cycle braids, which is not gonna do much. Yeah, she blows. Lethal braids. Lethal braids. Love it. Love to see it. Have you ever played a Lethal Braids? Up against Liliana of the Veil. Liliana of Thine Veil. Sacrifice versus sacrifice. That happens a lot with this deck. You get a lot of mono black matchups for some reason. Each player discards a card. Tergrid likes that one. The second one, not so much. Not so much. We need to find some Planeswalker hate. But we have Grim Tutor. So we might be able to find it. Also some draw would be nice. Planeswalker hate and I draw the Planeswalker, of course. We can always discard it to Liliana. Discard Liliana to Liliana. I guess that's what's gonna happen. We can extract their truth here. Because they're definitely playing Liliana next turn. For sure. Rankle. Very annoying stuff. Very, very annoying. I guess I hate tokens, so let's get rid of the Raven Man.
When I win, you're telling me what you know about the Raven Man.
What I know is he's in the graveyard. You just discarded him.
You won't be outsmarting me.
I think I just did. Ooh, that's a good one. Except it takes 6 mana to cast. We could cast it next turn if we go for the Dark Ritual. Immortal Sun is also kind of far away. So I guess we go for something a little bit like Soul Shatter would be good. Soul Transfer would be okay. I was thinking more of Elder Spell kind of situation.
Drop it.
Do you think we get to Thought Distortion? Do we ever get there? I don't think we do. It's too expensive. We eventually want to get to 5 mana, but hey, that's a good one. He's a good one. You can just replay it. Not if they don't have the mana.
This isn't how things were supposed to go.
I guess Shadow's Verdict is very good. Should I let go of Henrique here? This is power to or less, so it gets killed by the Saga. Wait, what? What just happened? Phyrexian Tower
Nobody knows,
just happened.
Domino. We all have things we'd rather forget.
Does she go to 5? No, she goes up to 4. Could hit her. Nah, I think we get rid of Henrika here. Oh, we needed a land. Damn it. Damn it. This is not good enough. We need a land. Okay, I guess we do this in the meantime. And I'm okay with discarding Phyrexian Obliterator, but we need to hit a land. We did discard a land, but I guess discarding Henrika instead of the land would have been better. Cute Liliana deck with madness creatures and all. Recursive stuff. Come on, where's my land? Where's my land? This is kind of a land, I guess. It allows me to play this next turn. Protect it from getting discarded. So there's that. Of course. Because why not?
I'm tired of your secrets.
Alt next turn. Noise. Another victim to the tapper. GG. Wait, what? That's 4 mana? What the hell? Seven mana for that Liliana. I guess if they sack this, not even, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They need one more land. Guess we kill it. Apparently a 2/2 is our biggest problem right now. Could save that for later, but I don't want it to get it discarded. Also, it's an instant. I guess we should have waited a little bit. And if they try and discard it, we can use it as a last resort. But also, I don't want to keep taking more damage. And opponent's out of cards, as are we, but opponent could attack here. They decide not to. So I'm guessing they drew creature removal, instant creature removal. So I don't want to crawl in barons here and just launch at them ad nauseum. Wait, why is nothing happening? Shouldn't they have lost life there? Okay, they discarded never. Wait a minute. Oh, that just creates one zombie. Okay, it's fine. It's fine, mum. It's fine. Ooh, noise. Okay, wait a minute. 4, 5, 6. We can hit it for 1 only. Still an instant, I know. Six mana. 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess if they play a land, they can do this. But it's not gonna do anything. And if they try and discard something out of me, I can march. So I guess we wait. It is an instant, right? Yes, it is. Gaining life would be pretty cool here also. They might also activate Faceless Haven and we can hit Faceless Haven instead. Although I'm not sure which one is scarier, Tiny Bones or the Haven. I guess I'd rather kill Tiny Bones, you know. I don't care about the Haven all that much. Let's hit it for 4. Might as well. Oh, it could have been 5. Never mind. Zero damage. We know opponent doesn't have removal, so we might hit him with a Field of Ruin instead of this. Field of Ruin is 2 damage. Oh, sorry, not Field of Ruin. Crawling Barrens is 2 damage. Untapping this, 5, 6, 7. It's the same mana, so might as well. You can also hit their Faceless Haven with this. 3. Let's wait, because we might need the mana for Field of Ruin. Okay, Lethal Lantern. Love it. We're up against Sakama Primal Calamity. Very expensive, but if the opponent gets to ramp to here, it's gonna be trouble for show. Also, it means they might have very big juicy permanents we can steal, including Sakama itself. Not Sakama itself, pardon me, because it's the commander, so they can just put it back in the command zone. But they might have other things that we can soul shatter before they play Sakama, hopefully. There's no ramp. But I guess we'll keep, maybe we can find a payoff with Wish Claw. See what happens. See what the opponent tutors with it. That's a big dinosaur. So that's something we can steal. Next turn we can ramp. And try to get something here. 3, 4, 5. if we get the Dark Ritual, we might have enough mana to do stuff. Fortunately, we don't really have anything to make the opponent discard. Maybe we're supposed to get something else. We can get one of the payoffs, like one of the lower payoffs, like Hypnotic Spectre, and just play it next turn. Or Rankle. I guess Rankle is better than the Spectre. Although it's not random, but it does two effects. Discard and sack, and we can draw off of it too. Okay, here comes a charging hasty 5/5. Okay, there's the Pulver now. Sagitally. We don't want to play Tergrid yet, although we have the mana. We can feed it to the Swarm. Unfortunately, we cannot Rankle and feed the Swarm. But we can Braids and feed the Swarm, so I guess we'll do that. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Decline. If I sack the relic, they have the option of sacking the Wish Claw, but if they don't, we just draw a card. I don't think we do that. They have 6 mana. Go for the Carnage. That's interesting. Sadly, we don't have enough mana here to do it. But we can get Rankle out. Sack Braids. And next turn we're set up for Tergrid combo. Maybe not discard, because I don't want them to discard their big stuff just yet. I also don't want to pilfer them just yet. They probably run their commander here, I guess, but no, they didn't. We even have enough mana for Pilfer here, which is pretty good. GG. Wait. Oh, because I have 2 legendaries? I couldn't even cast this. Let's draw this card. Check the land. The extra mana might be useful for Torment. Didn't have enough mana quite for Soul Shatter though. Tergrid has done his thing. It's fine. Interestingly, the opponent didn't even use the Wish Claw. I guess they just have big creatures. Shadow's Verdict doesn't do much here. I guess we Torment. Although without Tergrid on the field, it's not really good. I guess we just Shatter. 6 mana left. Yeah, sure. I don't mind discarding the Verdict, so might as well. And we can Torment them for 3 here, or ramp and set up a better Torment next turn. Can they recast their commander? I think they cannot. They have 9 mana. They're missing 2 mana. There's a 1. That's not enough. Land is okay. 6, 7, 8. I don't think it matters if we do it before attacks or after. It's probably gonna be the same. GG. And that's Tergrid, that's the deck. Thank you very much for liking the video, thank you for subscribing, and see you next time. Goodbye.